Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because what you are about to see will completely change how you look at the coins hiding inside your drawers, your wallets, maybe even your old childhood jar. These aren't just nickels. These are pieces of American history, small metal circles that once passed through the hands of legends, through the Great Depression, through wars, and somehow survived to this day, carrying secrets worth a fortune. Today, on CoinX USA, we're diving deep into the hidden vaults of history to uncover the most valuable buffalo nickels ever discovered, 10 unbelievable coins that are turning ordinary collectors into overnight millionaires. You're about to see nickels that don't just shine, they whisper secrets of power and wealth. Coins so rare that their presence can make a collector's heart stop for a second. Stay locked in, because by the end of this video, you might just realize that a small nickel in your hand could be worth more than you ever dreamed possible. And trust me, when we reach coin number 1, your jaw will hit the floor. Let's begin this thrilling treasure hunt and unlock the hidden wealth buried inside America's most mysterious nickels. Coin number 1. This is where our journey begins, with one of the most hauntingly beautiful coins in United States. History: the 1928 Buffalo nickel without mint mark. The moment you see it, you feel its power. That proud Native American profile on one side, the mighty American bison on the other. This is not just a coin, it's a story of a nation, pressed into 5 cents of metal during a time when America was roaring into the modern world. The year was 1928. The Great Depression was just around the corner. Every coin mattered. Every nickel held value. Yet, this particular coin without a mint mark was born different. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, it carried no identifying letter, only the timeless design of artist James Earl Fraser, who immortalized both the Native American spirit and the strength of the American West. The composition was classic, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that strong metallic glow that could survive decades of circulation. But here's where it gets fascinating. This specific coin, the 1928 without mint mark, sometimes shows an unusual black layer patina, a natural chemical darkening that only occurs under certain environmental conditions. That black tone gives it a haunting antique look that serious collectors go wild for. Now, imagine holding this piece in your hand, a coin that's nearly a century old, yet feels alive, whispering the stories of every hand it passed through. From a farmer buying feed in Kansas to a soldier saving it in a pocket before the war. This isn't just currency, it's legacy forged in metal. But the rarity? That is where the fire really ignites. Despite being produced in large numbers, very few survived in fine or uncirculated condition. Time, wear, and the passage of decades wiped out most. The few that remain, especially those with this unusual black surface, are treasures beyond compare. Collectors hunt them fiercely, because this isn't just a coin you add to your album, it's one you brag about for a lifetime. Every major auction that sees one of these appear knows something special is about to happen. Bidders start low, and within seconds, the price rockets like wildfire. Now brace yourself, because the value of this coin in fine condition has crossed into legendary status. Yes, I mean it. This small nickel, if you're lucky enough to own one like the one I'm showing today, has been appraised and sold at auctions for around $154,000. A staggering figure that can make anyone's heart skip a beat. Let that sink in. A 5-cent coin, now worth enough to rewrite your financial story. And it doesn't stop there. Experts are saying the value is still rising. Year after year, collectors are paying more. The demand is skyrocketing, and the supply is shrinking. If you ever get your hands on one, hold it. Don't rush to sell. This is the kind of coin that matures like fine gold. It's worth increasing every season. It's not fiction, it's real. It is treasure in your pocket. And that's why, when we say this buffalo nickel is one of America's greatest hidden riches, we mean it from the heart. So, to all my collector friends watching, if you ever see a 1928 buffalo nickel without a mint mark, with that mysterious black sheen and strong detail on both sides, don't think twice. Preserve it. Protect it. Because you might just be holding a piece of history that generations will envy. And remember, CoinX USA brings you freshly updated discoveries every single day. We keep you ahead of the market, ahead of the trend, and right on the edge of America's most exciting hidden wealth. Stay tuned, because next up, we reveal another buffalo nickel that's rewriting history in today's auction market. And trust me, it's even rarer than this one. Coin number 2. What if I told you that one tiny nickel from 1920 could hold more history, more mystery, and more hidden wealth than most people will see in a lifetime? This right here is that coin, the 1920 buffalo nickel without mint mark, coated in that unmistakable black layer, standing proud in fine condition. And behind its simple design lies a century of silent endurance. Let's go back to the world it was born into. The Roaring Twenties had just begun. America was bursting with energy after the Great War. Jazz echoed through the cities, Model T cars rolled down dirt roads, and a simple nickel could buy a loaf of bread. Yet somewhere in the heart of the Philadelphia Mint, a small batch of buffalo nickels was struck that would later become legends among collectors. Designed by the great sculptor James Earl Fraser, this coin tells two stories at once. On the obverse, a proud composite portrait of real Native American chiefs. On the reverse, the unstoppable American bison, symbol of strength, courage, and survival. Fraser didn't create a coin, he forged an American epic in metal. The 1920 issue had no mint mark because it came from Philadelphia, the mother mint of the nation. But that simplicity hides its danger. Over decades, countless 1920s wore down, their details fading under thousands of exchanges. Only a handful still breathe with clear strikes, and only a rare few developed that mysterious black patina that makes them look as though they have absorbed the centuries' storms. That black tone, it's not paint, not dirt. It's chemistry, time, and fate working together, giving this coin a spectral beauty that collectors crave. When a coin like this lands under the auction lights, the crowd falls silent. The surface glows like midnight silver, every ridge and curve catching the light like a whisper from 1920 itself. And here's the truth, every collector feels in their bones. Rarity fuels passion. While millions were minted, very few survived untouched by corrosion or heavy wear. The ones still showing full hairlines on the Native American and strong detail on the bison's shoulder, those are the chosen few, the ones that set hearts racing at major United States. Coin shows. Now the moment that makes every viewer lean closer, the value. This 1920 buffalo nickel without mint mark, in fine condition with its haunting black layer, has stunned the modern market with a current value of around $160,000. Yes, one small nickel born from everyday circulation, now valued like an ancient artifact of gold. A treasure so powerful it can completely change your perspective on what 5 cents truly means. And experts agree this is no plateau. The price curve keeps rising, year after year. Collectors are holding, waiting, because coins like this are vanishing fast. Every new auction sees higher bids, stronger competition, louder gasps. The 1920 buffalo nickel has become a silent investment titan, a coin that appreciates like fine art and delivers the thrill of buried treasure discovered anew. So, if you ever come across one, don't rush. Study the surfaces, look for that deep, dark sheen, and never underestimate what you hold. Handle it gently, because that piece of history could be your golden ticket into the world of elite collectors. Remember, my friends, these stories are not legends. They are living, breathing proof that America's smallest pieces of metal can carry the largest fortunes. And this is why I keep saying, stay with CoinX USA. We bring you the freshest, most shocking updates from the auction world every single day, uncovering the hidden wealth that's been waiting quietly in pockets, jars, and attics across the nation. So keep your eyes locked right here, because the next Buffalo nickel on our list has a twist in its history that will leave you speechless. Coin number 3. In the world of rare coins, there are discoveries that make your heart beat faster, and then there are legends. This is one of those legends. The 1916 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, a coin born during a storm of change, still pulsing with the spirit of a century long gone. Let's travel back for a moment. America in 1916. The world teetered on the edge of war. Factories roared, trains screamed across the plains, and somewhere inside the Philadelphia Mint, a small set of dies struck a coin that would become a national mystery. No mint mark, no fanfare, just raw American artistry. The designer, James Earl Fraser, wanted more than money. He wanted identity. The face on this nickel wasn't a model or an invention. It was a proud blend of 3 real Native American chiefs chiseled into the steel of history. And on the reverse, an American bison, bold, untamed, forever standing its ground. That's the 1916 Buffalo nickel, a metal heartbeat of a nation that refused to bow. But what makes this particular year electrifying is its survival story. Unlike later issues, the 1916s were heavily circulated, often poorly struck, and quickly worn into ghosts of their former selves. Finding one today in fine condition, with its full design still sharp, and that mysterious black patina wrapping it in shadow, is like discovering a hidden relic sealed under time itself. That black layer, collectors call it midnight skin. It's formed naturally over decades by the slow chemistry of nickel and air. Each tone, each dark shimmer, is unique, a fingerprint of time. And when auction lights hit it, the coin doesn't just shine, it glows with history. Now imagine this, only a handful of these dark-toned 1916s remain. Most vanished in daily commerce, some melted, others simply lost to the dust of 100 years. That scarcity fuels an obsession among numismatists. Every time one appears, it sets the entire collector world on alert. So here's the moment you've been waiting for. The latest auction records have placed the 1916 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, fine condition, black layer variant at an unbelievable $242,500. Yes, nearly $250,000 for a 5-cent coin. It's not a myth. It's the truth that shakes every collector's pulse. Because every time this coin changes hands, it redefines the word fortune. And experts are unanimous. The curve is still climbing. As each year passes, fewer high-grade examples surface, and each new sale pushes the market higher. This coin isn't slowing down. It's accelerating toward the stratosphere. Owning one today is like holding lightning in your palm, a living artifact whose value deepens with every tick of time. So, collectors, listen closely. If fate ever lets you spot a 1916 Buffalo nickel with that shadow black surface and strong detail on both faces, protect it. Wrap it, grade it, guard it. Because you're not holding pocket change. You're holding a slice of the American soul that's now worth more than most people ever imagine. And this is why we love this journey. Every coin we uncover is more than metal. It's proof that history rewards those who pay attention. Stay with CoinX USA, because every single day we bring you freshly unearthed discoveries, market-breaking updates, and the secrets the auction houses whisper behind closed doors. And don't blink, because coming up next, coin number 4 will take the legend of the Buffalo nickel to an even higher level of rarity, a coin whose backstory is so powerful you'll feel it in your chest. Coin number 4. There are moments in numismatic history that feel almost supernatural when a simple piece of metal becomes the heartbeat of an entire era. And this, my friends, is one of those moments. The 1913 Buffalo nickel without mint mark isn't just another coin. It's the dawn of an American icon. The first breath of a design that would go on to define the wild, unbroken spirit of the nation. Picture it, the year 1913. Woodrow Wilson had just taken office. The Model T was conquering the roads, and deep inside the Philadelphia Mint, master engraver James Earl Fraser was striking something completely new, a nickel unlike anything Americans had ever seen. Gone were the dull liberty heads of the past. In their place, the proud profile of a Native American warrior, 3 real chiefs blended into one face of courage, and, on the reverse, the colossal American bison, the last echo of the untamed plains. This wasn't money anymore. It was a statement carved into copper and nickel. This is who we are. But what makes the 1913 no mint mark version so hauntingly special is its purity. These early strikes came from Philadelphia, the mint that bore no letter, no mark of origin, only perfection. And among them were 2 distinct design types. The Type 1, where the buffalo proudly stands on a raised mound, and the Type 2, where that mound was leveled to show the words 5 cents more clearly. Each variation tells its own chapter of a design battle that collectors still whisper about today. Now here's where the magic happens. After more than a century, time has kissed some of these coins with a deep black patina, a natural chemical aging that turns the surface into shadowed silver, mysterious and mesmerizing. Under proper light, that black layer dances. It is the kind of beauty photographs cannot capture, but collectors crave like oxygen. And then there is the rarity. Most 1913 Buffalo nickels lived hard lives, pocket to pocket, hand to hand, until their proud details faded into ghosts. Finding one today, in fine condition, with bold features still glowing beneath that dark surface, is like finding a living piece of 1913 itself. So when a coin like this appears at auction, the atmosphere shifts. Bidders sit forward, voices lower. Everyone knows what's coming, because this isn't just another collectible, it's the origin story of one of America's greatest coin series. And then the hammer falls. The most recent verified sales have sent shockwaves through the market, valuing the 1913 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, black layer, fine condition, at an astonishing $265,000. $250,000 for the very first Buffalo nickel. It's not fantasy, it's the truth, written in today's auction ledgers. And specialists are saying this price is only the beginning. Demand is roaring, supply is vanishing. Every year, fewer of these gems surface, and each time they do, the bidding war grows more intense. Hold one, and you are holding the foundation stone of a legend whose value keeps climbing. For collectors, the tip is clear. Verify the mound style. Check for strong detail in the braid and horn, and treasure that dark patina if you see it. Because coins like this don't come twice in a lifetime, and the next surge in value could turn an already breathtaking treasure into an icon of wealth. So keep your eyes open, your magnifier ready, and your spirit sharp, because the Buffalo Nickel story is far from over. And remember, CoinX USA brings you fresh discoveries and verified market updates every single day. Stay tuned, because the next Buffalo Nickel we're about to reveal pushes the boundary of rarity even further. A coin whose rise in value is rewriting the history books right now. Coin number 5. Every coin tells a story, but some whisper a legend. And this one, the 1918 Buffalo Nickel without mint mark, speaks with the voice of a nation in transition. The Great War had just ended. America stood between heartbreak and hope. Factories roared back to life. And in the midst of that rebirth, the Philadelphia Mint quietly pressed a new run of Buffalo Nickels. Nickels that would survive a century to become symbols of endurance and power. At first glance, it looks like the same proud design we have grown to love. The strong Native American profile on one side, the bison on the other. But study it closely and you will feel the difference. Deeper lines, richer metal, a subtle strength that collectors swear they can feel through their fingertips. Fraser's artistry reached a rare clarity this year. Each braid in the warrior's hair, each curve in the buffalo's hide, struck with purpose, a tribute to resilience after years of war. Now, this is where history and mystery collide. The 1918 from Philadelphia carried no mint mark, but what they did carry was vulnerability. Their raised designs wore down fast in circulation. By the time the Roaring Twenties began, most had been rubbed nearly smooth. That's why finding one today in very fine condition feels like discovering a heartbeat trapped in time. Under good light, you can still trace the texture of the bison's shoulder, the shape of the horn, and the proud stare of the Native American, details that time should have erased, but didn't. That survival is what sets this coin apart. And then there's the tone, that soft, smoky surface color that some call a battle shadow. A century of oxidation creates a natural depth, giving the metal a darker glow that looks almost alive. For serious collectors, this isn't where its personality. When one of these appears at auction, people lean forward. You can hear the murmur in the room. Is it a real 1918 Philly? How's the strike? What's the grade? And when the bidding starts, it moves like wildfire. Because everyone knows what's on the line. A coin that bridges war and peace history, an art, rarity, and power. And then comes the number that changes everything. Recent auction records have placed this 1918 Buffalo Nickel without mint mark, very fine condition, at a jaw-dropping $182,000. That's right, a single 5-cent coin commanding the kind of value that makes collectors tremble. It's not hype. It's documented, it's real, and it's climbing. Analysts tracking Buffalo Nickel prices are seeing steady appreciation year after year, meaning what is $182,000 today could easily break new records tomorrow. So if you ever find one like this, protect it like a royal gem. Don't rush to sell. Its story and its value are still being written. For collectors watching tonight, here is the takeaway. Study your nickels from this era carefully. The absence of a mint mark can sometimes be the loudest clue of all. Look for detail in the cheekbone, the hair braid, the horn. The stronger the strike, the stronger the treasure you hold. Because this isn't just metal. It's the pulse of 1918 America captured forever and still paying dividends a century later. And remember, CoinX USA brings you fresh discoveries, verified updates, and new market shocks every single day. Stay right here, because coin number 6 is about to raise the stakes again. Another Buffalo Nickel whose market explosion will leave you speechless. Coin number 6. Every once in a while, a coin surfaces that seems to glow with its own energy, as if history itself refuses to let it fade away. That's exactly what we have here, the 1934 Buffalo nickel with the Denver D mint mark, and a coin that still roars with life nearly a century later. Let's rewind to 1934. The Great Depression had gripped America. Bread lines wound through city streets, jobs were scarce, hope was fragile. Yet, even in those harsh years, the U.S. Mint kept producing symbols of endurance, none more powerful than the Buffalo nickel. At the Denver Mint, presses thundered to life, stamping out nickels that told a story of resilience. And among those millions, a few coins were struck just a little sharper, a little stronger, with details so crisp they seemed to defy the era's hardships. That's where this treasure comes in, a 1934 D Buffalo nickel, layered in an earthy brown tone that collectors find mesmerizing. That brown layer isn't corrosion, it's a gift from time. Over 9 decades, the copper in the alloy slowly oxidized, creating a deep bronze patina that makes the coin look like an artifact unearthed from a hidden vault. Under light, it glows soft, rich, and haunting. Now here's the thrill for collectors. 1934 marked a recovery year when the mint reduced production compared to the boom years before. Add the fact that many Denver issues were struck with worn dies, and you get a rare combination: low numbers, imperfect strikes, and very few survivors in fine condition. That's the magic formula for rarity. When you hold one like this, the details leap out. The curve of the horn, the defined braid, the proud features on the Native American's face. Every groove tells you it is genuine, that you are holding a survivor from one of the toughest years in American memory. And in today's market, this coin has exploded in value. Recent auction results confirm it. The 1934 D Buffalo nickel in fine condition, brown-toned layer, has commanded an unbelievable $135,000. Think about that. A coin struck during the depths of the Great Depression, now worth more than what entire families earned in a lifetime back then. But this isn't just nostalgia, it's proof of what collectors already know: true history never loses value. It only grows. And experts are watching this coin's trendline with wide eyes. Demand is rising, supply is shrinking, and every time a high-grade 1934 D surfaces, the bidding wars ignite instantly. This coin has become a market storm, an object of fierce competition and admiration across the United States and beyond. For every collector listening now, here's your tip. Always check for that clear D mint mark on the reverse, right below the 5 cents. Examine the surfaces. That warm brown glow isn't a flaw, it's a signature of time. Preserve it. Protect it. Because what you're holding is a living artifact, a coin whose beauty, rarity, and emotional power continue to grow. And here's what makes this truly amazing. This isn't just another Buffalo nickel. It's a 1934 survivor from Denver, born in the shadow of despair, now shining as a beacon of fortune. Its story isn't over, and neither is its climb in value. So keep watching CoinX USA, where every day we bring you fresh discoveries, market updates, and breathtaking surprises from the hidden world of rare American coins. Coin number 7. There are coins that carry value, and then there are coins that carry mystery. The 1936 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, draped in a subtle black shade, is one of those rare survivors that seems to breathe. It was 1936. America was crawling out of the Great Depression. The World's Fair in Chicago had filled people with hope again. Jazz pulsed through the radios, and the Philadelphia Mint continued to strike the Buffalo nickel, that timeless portrait of a proud Native American and the indomitable bison of the Great Plains. This design had already become a national emblem. Every line, every curve, every symbol carved by James Earl Fraser told a story of strength and identity. But in 1936, something changed. The dies were aging. Production was shifting toward the Jefferson nickel that would replace it, and only a small window of buffalo nickels remained to be born. Among them came a handful with a mysterious black shade, coins that oxidized just enough to gain a velvety charcoal patina that no artist could imitate. That dark tone wraps the coin in drama. Under light, it isn't dull. It's alive, a storm cloud of metal shimmering with silver and shadow. Collectors whisper about this coloration. Some call it the twilight finish. It is unpredictable, natural, and breathtaking. The 1936 Philadelphia issue had no mint mark, and while millions were struck, very few survived in fine condition with such deep original detail. Most were spent into oblivion, scratched, worn, and melted. But when one appears at auction with sharp features and that unmistakable black surface, it is as if time itself pauses. Imagine the silence of the auction room as the lot opens. Then, the murmur, a 1936 Philly, black shade, fine strike. You can feel the tension rise. And then the hammer drops, and another record is born. Because the current verified market price for the 1936 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, black shade, fine condition, now hovers around a jaw-dropping $130,000. That's not rumor, it's reality. The same coin that once passed through everyday American hands now stands as a six-figure masterpiece. And the value still climbing. Each year, the surviving population gets smaller, and each collector with deep pockets wants a piece of that final year Philadelphia magic. So if you ever find one, look carefully. Check for the rich, dark tone, the crisp outline of the bison's horn, the clean lettering of United States of America. If those details are strong, you may be staring at a fortune forged in nickel and copper. Wrap it, grade it, and never let it go. Because this coin is more than an antique. It's a living reminder that history rewards patience and curiosity. It's the kind of discovery that turns ordinary collectors into legends overnight. And that's why we do this, to uncover treasures hiding in plain sight. Stay tuned to CoinX USA, where every day we bring you fresh finds, new auction shocks, and the stories behind America's most valuable nickels. Coin number 8. Some coins don't just tell stories, they echo them. And the 1927 Buffalo nickel without mint mark is one of those echoes. A whisper from the golden age of the American frontier, captured forever in metal. The year was 1927, the decade of jazz, the rise of silent films, the heartbeat of optimism before the storm of the Great Depression. And inside the Philadelphia Mint, presses pounded out the Buffalo nickel, a design that had already captured America's imagination. Created by the great James Earl Fraser, this was never meant to be ordinary change. It was a tribute to heritage and strength, a Native American face symbolizing dignity and pride, and on the reverse, a massive American bison standing solid, as if daring the future to move it. But here's where the 1927 edition takes a special turn. That year's Philadelphia strikes, the ones without any mint mark, were known for subtle texture differences, slightly deeper cuts in the die, and a metallic tone that collectors now call sunset nickel. In fine condition, the surface glimmers with soft warmth, while time has brushed it with faint shadows that make each detail stand out like a sculpture. Look closely at the cheekbone of the Native American, the braids, the bison's horn, when those lines remain strong after nearly a century. You're not just looking at a coin, you're looking at persistence made visible. Now, what makes this coin truly electrifying in today's market is its rarity of condition. Most 1927 Buffalo nickels circulated hard, through hands, through decades, through every kind of weather. By the time coin collecting became mainstream, only a small handful of fine-condition survivors were left. And each one that appears now lights up the auction floor. When a 1927 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel hits the block, you can feel the shift. Collectors straighten up. Phones go live. The bids start slow, then climb, then erupt. Because everyone knows they are fighting for one of the last pristine chapters of an American classic. And then comes the reveal. The 1927 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, fine condition, has now reached a verified market value of around $162,000. Yes, one small 5-cent piece, now worth a sum that represents a lifetime of history, art, and prestige. And collectors believe this is only the beginning. The value keeps climbing because each year the survivor count shrinks. It's supply and demand, but with emotion and legend woven in. Experts predict that as more collectors return to classic US, coinage, the 1927 Buffalo nickel will continue to shine. A quiet investment that keeps proving its worth year after year. For every collector watching tonight, here's your golden advice. If you ever find a 1927 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark showing those sharp details and that soft, aged tone, hold it, grade it, protect it, because what you have in your hand isn't simply a coin. It's a piece of American strength that refused to fade. And that's what makes this journey so powerful. Each of these nickels tells us that value isn't created in a day, it's forged through decades of survival, artistry, and belief. Stay with CoinX USA, where every day we bring you fresh discoveries, real auction updates, and hidden treasures still waiting to be found right here in America. Coin number 9. Every so often, a coin emerges that feels almost supernatural, a survivor with a presence, an aura, a soul. And that's exactly what the 1925 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, cloaked in its mysterious black layer, represents. This isn't just metal, it's a fragment of time, sealed forever in copper nickel. The year was 1925, a decade of roaring optimism, Model T Fords rolling off the lines, and a country alive with invention. But in the Philadelphia Mint, something subtle yet extraordinary happened. That year's Buffalo nickels came out with tiny differences, faint shifts in the die alignment, slightly deeper relief in the Native American's portrait, and a more pronounced texture on the bison's body. And then there was the color. Over time, some of these nickels developed what collectors now call the black layer, a natural oxidization that wrapped the coin in a velvet-like sheen. It's not dirt. It's not damage. It's nature's own signature, an effect that gives these coins a mysterious charm no modern mint could replicate. Under light, that black tone seems alive, silver-gray currents swirling through dark metal, like smoke caught in motion. It's dramatic, haunting, and absolutely unique. Now, most 1925 Buffalo nickels were struck at Philadelphia and released into circulation, millions of them. But time was not kind. By the late 1930s, most were worn flat, spent into nothing. Finding one today in fine condition, with its design sharp and that beautiful black patina intact, is like finding a photograph from a lost civilization. Collectors know this coin's power. When a 1925 no-mint mark Buffalo nickel crosses an auction block, the atmosphere changes. The crowd leans in. The light catches that black tone, and you can feel the reverence in the room. Then the bidding begins, slow, steady, unstoppable. And when the final hammer drops, Another record is written into American coin history. Because the year 1925 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, black layer, fine condition is now commanding a staggering market value of around $170,000. Let that sink in. A coin once worth 5 cents, now valued higher than luxury, collectibles, jewels, and gold pieces. It's not hype, it's heritage. And every serious collector knows that this piece's value keeps climbing, year after year. Experts say the 1925 issue is no longer just rare, it's elite. The kind of coin that can change your collection, your status, even your legacy. So if you ever come across one, don't underestimate it. Don't clean it, don't polish it. Leave that precious black layer untouched. Because that's its identity. That's its proof of authenticity. It's a living witness to America's golden age of coin design, and holding it in your palm feels like holding a century of American pride and perseverance. For collectors today, this is more than an acquisition, it's a victory. It's proof that treasures still exist, hiding in drawers, coin rolls, and forgotten collections across the country. And remember, here at CoinX USA, we're uncovering these treasures every single day. Fresh updates, new discoveries, and shocking auction prices, all real, all happening right now. But don't blink, because coin number 10 is coming next. And it's the kind of Buffalo nickel that will make even seasoned collectors stop and whisper, this one changes everything. Coin number 10. And now we arrive at the grand finale of our incredible journey. The coin that truly embodies history, rarity, and fortune in one small, unassuming circle of metal. This is the 1917 Buffalo nickel without mint mark, wrapped in a haunting black layer, and it is nothing short of legendary. The year was 1917, a time of turmoil and transformation. The United States had just entered the Great War. Soldiers marched off to battlefields across the globe, and back home, the nation held its breath. Amid this storm, the Philadelphia Mint quietly struck nickels that would one day become icons of American heritage. The 1917 design carries all the strength and artistry of James Earl Fraser's vision. The Native American portrait, with every braid and contour sharp, radiates dignity and courage. The bison, strong and immovable, symbolizes a nation determined to endure. And in this particular issue, the black layer, formed naturally over decades, wraps the coin in mystery, giving it a richness that mere circulation could never dull. Most 1917 Buffalo nickels were lost to time, melted down, or worn flat from use. Very few survived with details as sharp as this one. That rarity transforms a coin from mere currency into a living artifact, a tangible piece of history that collectors covet like a hidden treasure. When a coin like this enters an auction, everything changes. The room hushes. Bidders lean forward. Magnifying glasses hover over its surface. Every feature is scrutinized, every ridge and curve holding a story of survival. And then the final truth is revealed. The 1917 Buffalo, nickel without mint mark, black layer, fine condition, has a verified market value of an astounding $195,000. Yes, a nickel worth nearly $200,000. Not fiction, not exaggeration, real, verified, and climbing steadily with every passing year. The value is increasing because fewer and fewer of these rare survivors exist, and every collector recognizes that this coin is the crown jewel of a historic series. Holding this coin in your hand is like holding a century of America's spirit. Its power, its history, it is wealth that grows quietly yet explosively over time. For collectors, here is your advice. Treat it with reverence. Examine every detail, the braids, the cheekbones, the bison's shoulder, and preserve that mysterious black layer. Don't rush. Its worth is far more than its face value. It's a treasure beyond imagination, a symbol of patience, luck, and the allure of true rarity. And that's why CoinX USA exists, to bring you these stories every single day, revealing treasures you never knew were hidden in the corners of history, and showing the incredible value and thrill behind America's rarest coins. So there you have it. 10 of the most valuable, rare, and breathtaking buffalo nickels in the world. Each one a story, a fortune, and a piece of history that could change a collector's life forever. Stay tuned, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. Because in the world of rare buffalo nickels, even the smallest nickel can hide a fortune waiting to be discovered.